thought you knew this person.
Well, that was a long time ago. I'm sure he's forgotten about that.
Hey, did you ever wonder what they were talking about there?
No.
How Han met Lando, why Lando mispronounces Han's name, the Kessel Run, all that stuff.
No.
Well, don't worry, because riveting answers to those mind-bending questions will be revealed in Solo, a Star Wars story.
Do they all pay off?
Nope.
I was gonna try and...
Nope.
Fine. Here's a review of Solo, a Star Wars story.
Full discretion before we start. This is probably going to be one of the more biased, not that every opinion on film isn't subjective, this is going to be the most biased opinion out of the ones that we've had, because for me personally, Han Solo is one of my favorite characters in cinema, like, of all time. And I feel that he was really misportrayed here in a lot of different ways that might seem like they're being very picky, but if you rewatch the original trilogy, you'll see that they're actually kind of there.
I mean, to its credit, it is flawed in a way I didn't see coming. Not the acting, not the cinematography, but the story.
Which is always great when you can say a movie didn't suck in the way you expected, it sucked in a different way. Great.
The whole pre-production crew should have known better. The story is nothing but a fan service film.
And ironically, they put all the negative press on Alden Ehrenreich and the on-set production crew when, trust me, they did the best they could.
Especially when Solo doesn't have anything new to offer except the same old familiar beats Star Wars has. The biggest praise I can give Rogue One is that it had original characters in a pretty unique Star Wars setting. Even though it's not great characters, it's still slightly better than what we got, and it's updated Star Wars in a brand that I didn't expect.
Whereas this film made us actually contemplate whether we'd rather be watching Phantom Menace.
Oh dear.
We begin with the traditional long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then we get more opening text, but not in the crawl.
Even though we're used to the opening crawl, text isn't a good way to start your film. It goes on far too long.
It states that Lady Proxima, you know what, screw it. It states that bad CGI Space Fagin runs a brothel of kids that just bring her stuff without any reason why or explanation why he's so disillusioned by this life. Han acts like a whiny baby, takes Kira, leaves, and engages in a chase sequence that, trust me, will make you miss the dynamic nature of the pod racing in Phantom Menace.
And Han drives around like this.
It's so childish.
But the sad thing is that from the first scene alone, I didn't hate it. I was kind of intrigued on his skills, the camera angles, and how he started in Meteor Race.
But since this film's pace either moves like the Millennium Falcon in Lightspeed or a Jawa crawler on Tatooine, it's impossible to get swept in.
Which brings us to how Solo got the name Solo.
Your name?
What he does...
He's named by an Imperial officer! The name known across the galaxy, Solo, Han Solo. He's named, the most rebellious individual in this franchise is named by an Imperial officer. That is so insulting.
Han should have said something along the lines of,
Who are your people?
"No people, I fly alone."
Well, I gotta call you something, kid.
Solo. Moving on, it immediately cuts to 3 years later. Not because of visual storytelling, but again, the text told me. From here on, we get introduced to our main cast.
There's Jessie the Odlin cowgirl, Bullseye, he's Woody's horse, and Woody the man himself, of course. It's time for Woody's roundup. He's the very best, he's the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the...
And then they all die.
That's yes.
We have 1, maybe 2 scenes of dialogue between them before the adventure known as the train heist continues, but that's not what we're here for.
Yeah, who cares about them?
I actually didn't mind how Han and Chewie met.
And then there's an odd scene where they showered together. Oh, Chewbacca, kind of a long name. Maybe I should rename you.
Finn, huh? Finn, I'm gonna call you Finn, is that alright?
Anyway, after that, the plot here is really simplified because we finally get Han not as like a goody two-shoes, but an outlaw, thank God. Half the other characters are dead, and really the only thing they need to do is bring the coaxium that they didn't get because Han screwed up to Woody Harrelson's buyer.
And all he really wants to do is to go back home, like Rey in Force Awakens. There's someone waiting for him.
Yep. And then what happens? He randomly bumps into her, working for the buyer. Vision.
What?
Han, it's me! It's Emilia Clarke! I'm back!
Wait, I was supposed to take the whole movie to get back to you.
Oh, don't worry. There's still plenty for you to do because I'm not the same person I once was. I've changed the things I've done.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's too terrible to say. You'll think terribly of me. I've killed people. And I know it's not as simple as that, about that she kills people, but she builds up that she's such a bad person that when she doesn't actually do that much, and she betrays him, who wasn't expecting her to betray him, there's not much emotion because they built up so much more, and then when you see that she really is just trying to get by, it's not that much of emotionally really betraying.
It's not like there's a thing called show don't tell, but anyways, then the plot changes again because Han lost the coaxium meant for Vision, and then he has to get it back, but then he kind of wants it, and an hour in, guess what? Oh yeah, Lando's here, hey!
Yeah, let's introduce Lando! Who are you?
I'm a driver, a flyer, a rebel, an Empire supporter, I'm a lover, I'm a good guy, a bad guy. Really, the plot can't decide. I can be whoever you want me to be.
Cool, yeah, I mean, I'm super charismatic and all, but really the only other character trait I have is that I want to have sex with a robot. That's a little subplot in there.
Cool! Well, I have more characteristic traits in my resume, want to see? Is all that true?
Everything we reenacted is true.
So then they fly the Falcon to this planet where they liberate some droids and Wookiees, but then nothing's really earned. We don't understand the coaxium. We don't get to discover or even visibly see Kira's dark killing spree. We don't understand if these Wookiees are a Chewie family that he was after the whole time. What is really going on?
Oh yeah, and the droid that they introduced, L3, she's, destroyed and then implemented into the Millennium Falcon's mainframe, so she's a part of the Falcon. Good luck unlearning that.
And now we've come to the part of the film where they go to the Kessel Run. The Kessel Run, it's fine. It happened, it's a part of the film. But it's kind of weird how every fan's imagination of how Han did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs is a much more creative way than what we actually got.
This is why it's where the movie lost me. Not just because the mystery is better than being shown, but because, one, not only are they meeting way too early in regards to where this film takes place for A New Hope, but are you telling me that not only do they meet super early, but Han and Chewie, the first time they fly the Falcon and test it out, the first time they're together is in the Kessel Run? And number two, are you really trying to tell me that you're gonna try to put all the music from the original trilogy, like, the movie itself wouldn't have been as bad if they didn't remind me what they're trying to pay homage to. And what they're doing is, let's put the asteroid theme from Empire, let's put the dogfight theme from Jedi and New Hope, let's put the Millennium Falcon reveal music. So the music triggers my memory of the original trilogy, and then I realize how bad this movie is beyond repair in comparison to what it's trying to pay homage to.
Then, we discover that these pirates who are also after the coaxium are extremist versions of rebels, and the leader is a girl.
Are we really doing that in 2018? And then all of a sudden,
We're dropped in a western standoff.
yep,
Boo! Pick a plot line!
everyone tricks each other, and it's not anything clever, it's just Han saying, haha, gotcha, and then Vision saying, no, I anticipated this. And then Han said, well, I anticipated you anticipating this, ha! And then eventually, it's just trying to gain, it's trying to build pressure even though we know that Han is going to come out as the big victor and,
Big
turn the
shocking
tables.
twist revealed. Big ending fight.
Yep.
Doesn't make for an engaging film.
Then, if you thought this film wasn't pandering enough, a surprise cameo. He's just like, hello everyone, it's me, Darth Maul. Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn on my lightsaber while talking to my employee just to turn it off again and then just disappear. And that is the epitome of why this film does not work at all, because there's no rhyme or reason. It's just, look here, this is really, really cool.
This is canon.
Yep, it's canon.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
And because Han has no work in this movie, we get the main theme of the film. Always shoot first.
Oh, shut up! God!
And apparently this is the first in the trilogy. I can't say I really hated it that much as everyone else. I just lacked the motivation to feel any emotion whatsoever. It goes to show that even the worst Star Wars movie is still a better attempt than the worst Harry Potter ripoff in my opinion, but for me, it's between a C and a C minus for my taste.
It's a Han Solo movie, and it managed to exceed my expectations. Like, whenever a movie is bad, I don't anticipate it being as bad as it is. It just really irks me. This movie, I already prepped myself that it was going to be terrible. And it exceeded the expectations of crap. Versus Infinity War, which exceeds my expectations of goodness. That alone is really why this is one of my least favorite movies of all time now. And oddly enough, it's a film that I really have to struggle to remember my rage when not having seen it, because it's such a forgettably bad film. But in the process of watching it, I'm just so full of just anger, and it's not fun to experience. And that's why I'm more between a C minus and a D. I know people working in this movie. It's not the worst compiled thing, so I'm definitely closer. I'm definitely a C minus. Yeah, definitely. I think we both agree, though, it is a trash crumble, even though we have different opinions on how bad it is.
Yes, for me personally, I'll just throw away and forget about it.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
As usual, before you go see a movie, check in with us first.